is me, Rillan, back to bring you another episode of Minecraft Construction and Adventure. Finally. As you saw, I have an intro that is, it's not going to be that long. It's that long only because it's been a long time since I've released an episode from this series. Mostly, I've just been doing stuff on the server. This is going to be mostly a tour for any of my new subscribers or people who just want to see progress on certain things. And I'm going to be doing this tour in the order that the intro started. So first off, we're going to start with the Final Fantasy test world, and you might have noticed that the grass, let me zoom in, the grass, sorry, is brownish, goldish. I'm using the Painterly texture pack to change the shader on the grass. I originally changed this around October or so. I really kind of like the way it looks. I did have another texture pack that I was using that was going to be sort of a prank, and I actually want to show that off really quickly. Let's see. I think it's this one. No, it's not. Well, I mean, you can see what it changes, but that's not the one I wanted to look at. No? I know it's one of these. Is it the first one? It might be the first one. Oh, no. I'm dumb. It's not the prank, it's the Halloween pack. There we go. So, this is the Halloween pack. As you can see, the grass was originally supposed to look blood red. Sort of. It doesn't. It actually looks pretty good, I have to say, honestly. And the Halloween pack is me basically for the start, for stuff like the cobblestone. I had originally gone in and took the nether brick. So basically this stuff. This isn't nether brick, by the way. This is actually stone. As you can tell, because I believe the nether brick texture stone bricks. Yeah. That's what the nether brick looks like. So it's a bit smaller. I had originally gone in and taken the nether brick and then changed the colors on that, pixel by pixel, selecting it, and then I found out there was this setting in GIMP which allows you to basically use one image to adjust the colors in another. So for the rest of the textures, for the most part, I did it that way. As you can see, all of the sandstone has become the red sand from 1.7. It's all shaded like the red sand. I think it actually looks pretty good. It'd be kind of neat if there were a way to change that both. But it does make this look a little odd, I have to say. I don't think I ever changed any of the wood. Oh yeah, and dirt actually looks similar to the painterly dirt, almost. The regular painterly dirt. It's a lot darker, you can see. And I didn't change too many of the textures. I didn't get discouraged. I just was after Halloween. Maybe I didn't feel like, I don't know. Maybe I'll do something with that someday. Anyway, let's go back to the 1.7. It's great that the 1.7 texture pack still works on, because I'm currently using 1.6.4 because I get terrible frame rate issues in 1.7 currently. So I haven't done anything with that. Oh, and I always forget to do this. I don't know why. One of these days, I'm going to remember to start the stopwatch when I start recording. So this video might end up being quite a bit longer than I'd originally intended. But that's okay because I haven't recorded something like this for quite some time. Anyway, enough of my silly rambling. So, uh, I don't know how many of you would be able to guess. Well, I mean, I said it was from Final Fantasy, and I probably said what the name of the town is before in a different video, but how many people have watched a lot of my old videos to see what this is? So, this is a recreation in creative mode of the town from Final Fantasy XII called Rabanastre. Um, this is like one of the areas of the town. The town in itself is gigantic. It's easily the largest stuff outside of Final Fantasy XI in terms of scale. Like, Rabanastre easily encompasses huge port. Like, Final Fantasy X was very small scale and condensed, but 12 was similar to 11 and had wide open areas and different things. In any case, I actually have gotten a lot done since I last showed this off, which was quite a while back. And thanks to the colored clay, I can do these tops that look better. Even in the default texture, it doesn't have that, you know how wool has that weird sort of clothy look almost? Because it's wool. I think this is wool. Yeah, okay, I can show off what it looks like in the default to show you what I mean. Yeah, it looks like wool basically, which is the problem. And you'll note that this is clay and it's a much more solid color. And I really need the texture pack for this stuff, simply because if you look, the emerald has a texture like lapis works really well. Redstones doesn't work. This is okay from a distance. Most of that looks okay, although you can still really see the texture in the redstone. But if I go back to the texture pack, you'll note that it's a solid red with a border, which all of these are. And I believe at one point, oh yes, here I was trying to decide what would be the best border for this stuff. For this part right here, whether it was this color or this color. I also believe that we are probably hearing new music, maybe? I don't know if it was implemented. No. It looks like the new music's not implemented in 1.6.4. It's still a little loud. Oh. Okay, so there's quite a bit of detail here, actually. I've chosen, since you can't have like micro blocks or half blocks or even stack two different half slabs, two different types of half slabs together, I've gone with the half slab or stair in front of another block, as you can see, and from a distance, keep saying that, I think I'm quoting, was From a Distance in Titanic? Maybe it wasn't. But from a distance, you can't tell that it's not flat, which is the total look. If you're looking at it head on, anyway. Like, up there, you can tell that there's a bit of texture going on, but when you look at it head on, you can't really tell that it's layered like that. And that's sort of the effect I wanted to go for. This has changed a little bit over here. I started using clay. Well, I mean, the last time I showed this off, I think, was in 1.4. It was certainly before the different stair colors were added. So you couldn't have jungle half slabs. So it was, I believe it was like oak half slabs and then jungle wood. I don't know even how much of this was built, honestly. I want to say most of it was. I know for a fact that neither of these areas were done, but I went into Optifine and, copied and pasted this and that, because this design is actually different. As you can see, it loops down like this. This still uses the old stone brick that I was using. And here is a major addition. Um, the area with the fences in front of it, you can't actually get to, as you couldn't jump in that game, and they were just basically barred off areas with really unique geometry. It's actually amazing the amount of detail that they put into areas that you could just barely see on camera, especially here, since there's no shops. I think there's exactly one NPC right here which sells you maps. It's a Moogle, which will sell you maps. These areas go up to about here, and there's a guard sitting on each of them. And this area as well doesn't go anywhere. It ends here, and you can look down. When I was making this world, by the way, I didn't check to turn off structures generated, so I got villages all over the place. And I'm thinking of either going into MC Edit and just deleting village, or straight out moving it. But there's a ridiculous amount of villagers in here, which is odd since... And it's not odd since I don't have mobs turned on, but it is weird that they actually breeded this many. I guess this is a ridiculously large village or something. But yes, this goes here, and then there's this little step down, and then it goes down twice to an area that I don't know if it's used in any of the cutscenes in the game. I want to say it's not, because it's not like there's a bridge here that you walk over in a different area, and there's this pathway that goes under the bridge that's inaccessible, and it just dead ends right here. And I'm not sure where the parade or procession from the intro, from one of the early cutscenes of the game, takes place. Here is some of my experimenting, trying to get a little more detail into this stuff. There's this, which is repeated. This pattern in particular is repeated all over the place. And if we go down here, you can see that here it's straight wood. But on this side, it's actually a pattern. Each of these stairways either has something similar to that, something close to this, or something like this, which is a repeat of up here, but because this dead ends right here like this, I chose to represent the pattern a little bit differently, as I didn't want to use carpet or something like up here to hide the half slabs. And I don't know how many people see this when you are walking up, but there is in fact a flower pot right here with one of the flowers. I'm probably going to change that to one of the new 1.7 flowers. I don't know if tall flowers, when you put them in pots, stack up or not, but we will see. So anyway, that's pretty much all I want to show here, for the most part. I still have a lot to work on and build. This is a multi-year project at this point. I started this when 1.3 came out, probably. 1.2, it's been a really long time since I started this project. And with MC Edit, I'm able to do huge portions of this quicker. I mean, this staircase used to be more narrow, width-wise, like this. In any case, let's save and quit and go over to the test world. Sorry if you heard a bit of scratching there. I really need to go back and use MBT Edit to change it so that I can go into creative mode anytime I want, because cheats are currently off. This world was created when 1.25 had just come out, I believe. As such, I don't believe you could turn on cheats in single player. You could only do it in creative mode, which I guess I could have created a creative world and then just changed my game to single player if I wanted cheats. I don't know. It's not really important. So this is the first major house I built in Minecraft, and to give you a good example of how old this is, if we come down here, you'll see that I still have the old enchanting setup where you used to have to get to level 50 to get a level 50 was the highest enchant you could get, as opposed to 30 nowadays. Over here is a really, really old cobblestone generator, which honestly you don't really need anymore. With beacons and efficiency 5 picks, uh, it's quicker to just mine out a ridiculous amount of cobblestone for big projects or stuff like that. And here's where I started tearing up the beach, as I needed a lot of sandstone for the large falling water house. And here's the deserted desert, if you will. But let's get to the actual project. The one of the few projects I actually finished on the server, or not on the server, on this world. Over here, if it'll load. Ah, here it is. Well, I say finished. I mean, I finished the main house at least. So this is a very small version, pretty much the smallest that I could make it while still keeping detail, of Frank Lloyd Wright's Falling Water. One of the few things missing to this still, other than the path that goes up this way, which you can get to from the house. There's a path that winds up this way, and it continues on up like that. And then there's a guest house up here, and the driveway also goes around a long way up and connects there. So this is Frank Lloyd Wright's Falling Water. It was a house built, I believe, in 1936. It's been a while since I've looked up the history on the house. For the most part, I've been reading stuff on Frank Lloyd Wright's home and studio, as that is the building I'm currently constructing on our server. And I put constructing in air quotes. I honestly should have finished it before 1.7 came out, as I could have done a really cool like flyby and time lapse and stuff like that. So now it's going to be a video of me building the house. Probably I'll have to determine how much to speed it up after I record the audio, since it's going to be all post commentary. It's not going to be anything like this house. It's not going to be like the way the building was, where it was just like 20 minutes of footage over a bunch of music. Even though that's somehow my most popular video still. It's probably because Frank Lloyd Wright's Falling Water is probably the most famous of his houses that he's ever constructed. I imagine some people have heard of the two Taliesin, Taliesin, and then Taliesin West. One of the Taliesin West is in Arizona, and it's built out of a lot of the materials that were found around the area. So stones, loose stones, and different things, and then they used like concrete and other stuff to build it together. So you have these walls with really huge textured stones and different stuff like that. It's a really interesting place, and it's the area where he trained a lot of his apprentices and stuff. There was a quote. It was actually kind of interesting because during World War II, they didn't have radio. I believe there was no radio, there was no newspapers, so they were just working there while the war was going on, not knowing pretty much what was happening at all during the whole thing. I don't know how much they knew about the start of the war or anything like that, but they were just working hard, doing apprenticeship. There's a lot of stuff in the area apart from the drafts tables. There's a theater that was built right before Frank Lloyd Wright's death. I believe there was a concert hall and a lot of other things. It's actually a really interesting building, and it's probably one of the ones that I will build at some point someday. But enough about that. So this house was something I built quite a long time ago, and it's a fairly decent. I would. That's to my own horn, but it's a fairly decent and small recreation of falling water. And there's a basement here, which leads to like what is it? The washroom and the hot water boiler and stuff like that. And the kitchen's right here, and then the dining room's there, and a bunch of other stuff. I never really fleshed out this area in terms of furniture, stuff like that. I also, I don't know, I don't think I showed this in the video, but I probably talked about it a long time ago. But this house, as you can see from this, is built uh, into the landscape somewhat. This was originally a large hill that I had dug out with probably stone picks at the time, because getting high level enchants was a huge pain. So, this was all built and constructed in really, really old Minecraft stuff. Here's a little flower garden. So, this actually gives me a good opportunity to talk more about the future of the series. I don't know why I keep promising to release videos quickly and releasing X video there, X video there. Maybe I think it's a promise to myself about different stuff. Part of the reason that I haven't released a video in a while is because doctor's visits, and I've been stressed out a little bit because of that, because I've been diagnosed with seizures and epilepsy and different things, and stressed out about medicine costs because I don't have insurance and different things, but it's all gotten settled. I got my medicine for free. My doctor visits have been paid for very kindly by the community care program that there's a very nice no cost insurance stuff for people who have no money to pay for it, or people who are low income. There's a lot of assistance for that. So I've been very grateful for that. I'm certain I mentioned this before, but I did get my teeth pulled, which is great, so that I haven't experienced any pain from that for a while. But to wrap it back into what I was originally talking about, I have been currently reading Frank Lloyd Wright's autobiography uh, to get in preparation for the build on the server. And at some point in the future, I will be releasing the build video of that. Well, I mean, some point in the future, hopefully soon, I'm going to be at least recording the video so that it'll be ready to go when I get all my research done and different stuff. There's not a huge amount of facts about the house that I can really say for the most part. So it's going to be a bit of an introduction about his life, his early childhood, the beginning of his career, some of his, maybe some interesting stories about his different jobs, stuff like that. And as well as, history of the house, uh, the many additions that were built onto it, the, probably up to the divorce, his divorce of his wife, and his marriage of one of the students who was apprenticing with him at the time, after he had moved his design studio over to his house, and was taking apprentices and stuff like that there. So that is the falling water here, the full thing. If you want to see a more comprehensive build on how to build this, it's I have a video of it on my channel. It's been a while, and I don't know. There might be a schematic or download for the area. It's been a really long time since I've checked the description of that video. I'm pretty certain my Dropbox, or not my MediaFire account still has the files. But I'll have to look into that.